Musson joins us now from Edinburgh. Roger, thank you so much indeed for your time. In terms of the immediate response, we're getting a lot of detail about all the material that is being sent around the world. How difficult is it to coordinate at a moment like this when there are teams arriving everywhere, all wanting to be on location, but logistics and just organization has to be a challenge, surely?
Well, yes, that's one of the things that is difficult in managing the emergency response in a case like this. You have the problem of battling with the cold weather, the scale of the devastation, the way that lines of communication may be blocked because of the earthquake damage, and you've got to coordinate all these different relief efforts as well.
The balance here between how a government, especially the government here in Ankara, in a country which is so used to events like this, albeit given that what happened on Monday was extremely severe and quite unusual, 2 earthquakes of those magnitudes so close to each other. But that balance between a government's responsibility and its preparedness compared to a citizen's individual responsibility, they are both important. How should the government be educating the people?
I mean, when it comes, you're going to be facing the problem of reconstruction. And the important thing is to make sure that building codes are properly observed. And it's a principle of construction in an earthquake-prone area that you can't stop a building being damaged by an earthquake, but you should be able to stop it collapsing. And what we've seen in yesterday's earthquake is buildings collapsed that should not have collapsed, and that is what that's what causes the high death toll, is people being buried in the rubble of buildings that have actually not withstood the earthquake at all, and pancaked down on top of the people who were living in them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The government has certainly been, over the past couple of decades, trying to strengthen, and it has strengthened building codes exactly because of the fault lines which run underneath Türkiye. But might these buildings not have collapsed simply because of the severity of the earthquake? I am not an expert, but you are. When eyewitnesses tell us that the ground shook for 90 seconds, how unusual is that? I've been in 2 different earthquakes, both in Asia, in different countries, and I seem to remember the ground only shaking for about 4 or 5, 6 seconds.
It's not, I mean, the length of time for which the ground is shaking is a function of the earthquake magnitude. And it's very critical because buildings can maybe withstand a short pulse of shaking, but if the building is continually shaken, then that's much harder to withstand. I mean, the fact is that this 7.8 earthquake, this is about the largest earthquake that Turkey has experienced in the last 100, 200 years. You have to go back into historical times to find anything equally severe. So it is a challenge to make sure that buildings can withstand such severity of shaking. That said, in Turkey, you do have a very good record in terms of earthquake engineers. What is necessary is to make sure that the advances in earthquake engineering are put into effect on the ground and buildings are constructed in a safe way.
Roger, thank you so much indeed. Really appreciate your contribution. Thank you.